Hello. Sorry, I'm coming.
Hi there. Merrick said someone was looking for me. What can I do you for? Yeah. Fennis? That's who you said you were looking for, right? Fennis, the master blacksmith. Well, most people just call me Fennis. Though, if you wanted to add the title, I'm not going to stop you. You were not expecting a woman, were you? No, it's alright. Happens all the time. Not too many members of the fairer sex end up working in a blacksmith forge like this. Something about not being decent, something like that. But when your old man has 5 daughters and no sons, one of them's got to learn the family trait, don't we? Otherwise, when he croaked, this place would have gone to his deadbeat little brother, who wouldn't know an appleseed edge if it sliced him in half. That was going to happen on my watch. But anyway, I digress. Yes, Fennis, the master blacksmith. At your service. What can I do you for? A blade? You're looking for a blade? Well, you've come to the right place. You know, I don't get to just make blades. A small town like this would never make a living. Wouldn't even be able to keep the forge running if I only made blades. But they are some of my favourites to make. Yeah. Wait a minute. Who sent you here? Because, I don't recognise you. Which means you're not from around here, or the other villages nearby. And that means that you came here looking specifically for me. People don't just travel to this part of the kingdom unless they have to. So, that means that someone sent you here looking for Fennis, the master blacksmith, but didn't tell you that I was a woman. Of course it was him, that toff. He used to love walking in here and, seeing different people's expressions when they found out I was a woman. He used to work here, he was my apprentice for years. He's a good man, good blacksmith too. Yeah, apprentice. I'm older than I look. Good genes, I guess. Well, that's what they say anyway. Anyway, blade, you said. I love making a good blade, but could you be a bit more specific? What are you looking for exactly? A sword, an axe, a knife, dagger, spear? What's your fancy? A knife. Good, good. Love me a good knife. It can be used for all kinds of things. Cooking, dressing your latest hunt. Hunting at all, you can actually use that in your hunt. Or defence. In the right hands, it can be downright lethal too. Of course, it's got to be a good knife. Every person ought to own a good, sturdy knife, in my humble opinion. So, what exactly kind of knife were you looking for? A butcher knife, hunting knife, combat knife, throwing knife? All of the above, eh? Yeah, alright, I think I like you. Sure, I've got a couple of designs actually that you might like. Now, I'll show you what I got already made. You're welcome to take any of these today. But if you wanted something made specially for you, if there are elements of these different blades that you like, I can certainly make you something custom too. Of course, it's going to take time. Might take a bit extra coin too. You understand how it is. Now, before I show you any of these blades, I've got to tell you, I have a certain style on my own, especially when it comes to making knives. But I guarantee that they are the best. I learned from the best, and I am the best. Sounds a bit arrogant when you just say it like that, but here's the thing. Being a woman as a job, like a blacksmith, means that I get people all the time who come in and think that I shouldn't be one, that it's not proper, that a lady couldn't do it the same way as a man. So, to be taken seriously, I don't have to be as good as the men. I have to be better. So I am. And, as an added bonus for you, I also guarantee every single one of my blades. if it breaks for any reason, even if it's your fault, you bring it back here and I'll replace it for free. Yeah? I'll put all of my blades through very rigorous testing for durability, ease of use, sharpness, the whole like. And if it don't perform to your satisfaction, bring it back, no questions asked. But you're not going to get a guarantee like that from any other blacksmith. Definitely not around here. So, you let me know what you think of them, alright? Promise you won't hurt my feelings, but I think I might have a few things that you would enjoy. Let's start with maybe this one, yeah? Now this is a boning knife, the shape of it, but as you can see it's a very large one. It's useful for all kinds of things. Now it's meant to actually slice through the bones like when you're hunting or something like that. So of course it is very, very strong, very, very sleek, but it can also be used for a plethora of other things as well. Each one of my blades comes with a nice case like this too. You can attach it to your belt back here, or just, tuck it in your boot, in your sleeve. Whatever you'd like. Here is the first knife. Razor sharp, of course. And it's got this bit of character here, the black. This is called forge scale. When you forge a blade, the metal, it heats up very quickly on the outside, and so it turns sort of blackened and mottled like that. Now that part you don't want to have on the actual edge of the knife, of course, but leaving a bit of that when you're grinding the blade, personally I think it just adds a nice bit of style. Now, this design, as I said, very versatile. It's got a bit of a kick up here at the top, a nice curve to the blade here, so it's very easy to slice. It's also got this finger hole here, so you can hold it just like that, nice and secure. And then the heel's got a nice little rounded finger well there too. And for added stability, it's also got a bit of serration here. Not enough to cut, but enough to hold your thumb in place, just like that. You can see that blade not going anywhere. Whether you're slicing through your latest kill for the fire, or whether you're slicing through a, band of raiding goblins or something. This blade ain't going anywhere. Very nice, sturdy construction for the handle here. Mahogany wood, aged perfectly. 3 pins on there. Very nice, sturdy mechanical connection, so it ain't going nowhere. Feels good in the hand too. Now this blade, most of my knives, I like to use the Sanmai technique. Now the Sanmai technique is where you take 3 different types of metal. Okay, you take a softer steel, which is what we call mild steel, and then you take a piece of hard steel, and then you put another piece of soft steel on the outside. So it makes almost sort of a sandwich with the hard steel in the middle. Now, when you're actually forming the blade, the hard steel ends up along the edge. You definitely only want hard steel on the edge, but the addition of the softer steel, one, it makes a very nice, thick, sturdy spine here, and it gives you a bit of cushion almost. The softer metal is less brittle than once you've actually fully hardenable steel, and it sort of catches some of the vibrations when you're actually swinging and hitting. So a Sanmai blade, when made correctly, is incredibly, incredibly durable. Yeah. Hard on the outside, a bit flexible on the spine, so that no matter what you put it through, this ain't breaking. Now, of course, when you're making a Sanmai blade, that's all kinds of things that can go wrong. If you don't forge the pieces of metal at the beginning, together correctly, you can end up with cold shots, just like when there's a little air pocket in there, and that can cause chipping, it can cause fractures, it can cause all kinds of things. And then of course, as you actually fortune the blade, when the metal is hot, it all looks the same. And so you got to have the right technique to make sure that the hard steel ends up where you want it. Because if you have any of that softer steel on the edge here, well, then you're not going to be cutting anything. Besides, you know, maybe a few simple things, but really then the whole blade just has to be chopped in the bin, starting over. So it is definitely a technique that takes very long to master. But I guarantee you're not going to find a nicer boning knife anywhere in the kingdom. Now, if you like the idea of this boning knife, I do also have another one here that is very similar in design, but it's a little bit smaller. You know, so here's the first one there you can see, and here's the second one. Now, you can also wield these together if you would like. You know, most people have the larger blade in their dominant hand and this one in their less strong hand. Or you can just, you know, have them both, use one for cooking and one for hunting, whatever you would like. But it's a very, very similar style here, you can see. Still got the forged scale, the nice curve to the blade, the finger hole, the finger well, the serration here, and of course the 3 pins in the mahogany handle. It's a 310, you can see right here. It means that it's got, you know, wood scale on both sides connected with the pins, so it ain't going anywhere. And of course sanded beautifully so that it is incredibly comfortable. Razor sharp, nice and lightweight. This one's a bit more manoeuvrable just because it is smaller, but still incredibly, incredibly sturdy. So either one of those would make excellent blades for anyone really. So that's your first option that I've got made here. But maybe you're looking for something a bit more heavy duty per se. Boning knives are incredible for all kinds of things, but maybe you just like something with a bit more heft to it. This is a blade that is best for chopping. Whether you're chopping into some sort of animal carcass you just hunted, or whether you're chopping into some sort of unfortunate enemy. This blade is never going to let you down. You can see already just from the sheath it is a very, very formidable weapon in here. Again, that very, very nice handle here. This one's actually got a finger well there too, so it just gives some added protection. And we've got a hole in the pommel here. That way you can attach, you know, a leather cord or something like that, or attach it right to your belt, however you would like. Now, this blade has the added benefit of looking very, very badass too, if you pardon my French. This little number is a Fennis original. This is my chopper knife. So you can see here, it's a much heavier knife. You've got the cutting edge right here, of course, razor sharp, hardenable steel, and then it also has the mild steel on the outside here in that same sandmine technique. Now for this one you've got some larger serration back here. You can actually use that to sort of saw through things if you would like. I can certainly sharpen these for you too, or you can just sort of have it. You can use it like this too without it sharpened. Now, the design of this one, you've got the handle here and the blade actually bends in a bit. That's just so that it feels counterbalanced in your hand, because as I said, this is a much heavier weapon, but very, very formidable. And then it's got this little hole here too, and actually this is to help you be able to swing it very, very quickly. It takes off some metal, which makes it lighter, and also helps the air pass through there, so you get that really quick, even though it's very, very heavy. And then of course we've got this nice little hook up here too. This is excellent for opening things, prying things open if you'd like, or of course also hooking into your opponent. It could be a weapon, a tool, whatever you need it to be. As I said, a very nice design here with the finger wells. This one's got a bit more shape to it because it is a heavier blade, so you want to make sure you've got plenty of control for your hand. And an enlarged pommel here too, so that when you're holding it, there's no chance of your hand sliding off the end. Gives you a very nice, secure feeling. And then with the curve right here, that's where you can put your thumb too. So it is a very, very secure weapon. When you've got a large knife like this, you've got to make sure that it is perfectly balanced. Otherwise, it's just not going to be very usable. It might be sharp, it might give a great wallop when you do hit somebody, but if it's so heavy that you can't wield it quickly or accurately, that's not going to do you much good, is it? Don't do no one no favours that way. So, this one is perfectly balanced. As I said, it has gone through rigorous testing. I make sure that only the best blades that I ever make ever actually get shown to customers. If I'm not putting out the best, well, it's not good for you, and it don't do me any favours neither. No one wants to hear that their blade got broken. So, if a blade were to break, it's going to be me that breaks it before you ever see it. But my blades don't break. I just got to make sure. So, that is another option for you here. Beautiful wood here. Nice and polished, nice and balanced. Perfect, very versatile, and quite a formidable looking weapon. Maybe you'd like that. Or, if you'd like something that's still got that bit of interesting style to it, but maybe isn't quite so big, quite so heavy, I've got this one too. You can see here it is quite a bit smaller, but still has a very unique shape to it. This one is almost more of a little miniature axe, and this one has the added benefit of this beautiful design right at the guard there. Now, I can customise that however you would like. If you like the dragon, wonderful. I could also make it a wolf. I could make it an eagle. I could make it a horse. Anything like that. This is hand cast in bronze with the handle here. So, just a bit of extra style there. And with this handle, there's also a bit of a design there. Still very smooth, not something that you're gonna, that's gonna feel uncomfortable in your hand, of course. Just gives you a bit of extra grip and a very nicely shaped weapon here that fits into your hand very, very nicely. Again, with that slightly larger base, and this one also has a bronze pommel on it. Now, this means that you can also take this, bash in, if you need to break down a window or a wooden wall, bash it in someone's skull, anything like that. A very, very versatile design in the handle. Then, of course, there's the blade itself. Now, this one I call my dragon's blade, which is why I have this beautiful dragon here. And also, I made sort of a dragon scale design in the forge scale here. Again, this is a samurai blade. Very, very hard and perfect on the edge, and a bit softer on the outside, so that it is extra, extra durable. You can see this one is one of my slightly thinner designs here, but it is just as strong as all the other ones. Only a very, very skilled blacksmith could make a blade like this, make it durable, and make it strong. So, you've got this beautiful curve to the blade here, almost that same sort of curve as the boning knife, only going this way, you know, instead of this way. And then we've also got a bit of a hook back here, just sort of a multi-tool for whatever you need to pry open or anything like that. And again, just a very unique, interesting style. Sometimes having a weapon that just gives that extra presence on a battlefield or in any sort of combat can give you just a little bit of edge. Of course, battles are all about strength and skill, all those kinds of things, but there's also a battle that gets fought in the mind. If you are carrying something that is unusual and unique and formidable looking, it can help to intimidate your opponents before you ever even swing it. So perhaps this could be a very lovely design for you as well. Now, like I said, any of these designs I could also customize for you. I got no problems doing that. If you'd like the shape of one but the size of another, elements of one and not the other, anything like that, I am happy to make you something exactly for you. Can I ask why you're looking for such a nice sturdy knife? I mean, personally I think everyone should have one, but if you travel all the way here just to get a nice knife from me, there's got to be a reason for that. You're an adventurer, huh? Sure you face all kinds of danger out there then? Well, then your success will also be a wonderful testament to the craftsmanship of my blades. Maybe shut up some of those people who say a woman shouldn't be a blacksmith. Although most of those people, they do shut up once they actually see my blades. And especially if they wield them and test them themselves. I like to let my work do the talking for me. Anyway, so that's a few options as far as blades go. I do also have some very nice daggers, if you would like. They're not knives, of course, they're a different design, but they are similar in style, in feel, in wieldability. See, what makes a dagger is that instead of like a knife, where you've got the one sharp edge and the spine back here that is flat and sturdy, with a dagger, you've got it double sharpened. So it's actually 4 different planes. It makes sort of a diamond shape. That's an actual dagger. Like this one right here. You can see this line, this well down the middle there, and it's been ground fine right here and here and on the other side as well. So no matter how you stab it, no matter how you wield it, you're going to hit a sharp edge. Now this one, it's a very nice length for a dagger, and it comes into a very fine point gradually there. This is sort of, well, it's a nice standard design, especially for people who don't wield daggers all that much. And of course we've got a very nice guard up here and a handle that makes it perfect to wield with one hand. So we could certainly do something like this. Also got a nice metal pommel here. It's again got that little bit of flair there so that your hand doesn't fall off the back when you're wielding it. And because it's metal, it also works to work as a club too, if you would like. Now, if you're looking for something that is a bit more concealable, perhaps, I do have a few other knives that are more hunting or defense sort of knives. This one is a very popular design for a blade called a dirk. Now, a dirk is almost a cross between a knife and a dagger. Let me show you what. We've got a sharpened blade all the way on this side, and then on this side we've got it about halfway down with an actual spine there. So that means that you could wield it like this It's got, again, that little dip right there for your finger. Or you could stab it as well. And either way, it's going to be effective. So, this is a very nice, versatile weapon. You know, the rebels used to use these all the time back before the war. This was an excellent weapon that they could conceal places, but because it is good as a knife and also works as a dagger, it was a very, very nice weapon to have. Now this one's got a little bit of style to it as well. It's got this open lattice work here in the handle, which creates almost just the perfect design for a handle in and of itself. You know, you've got a bit of a flare here and a bit of a flare there at the pommel, so that it fits very, very sturdily in the hand. And then a bit of design on the guard there too. So that could be a very nice option for you if you weren't sure exactly what type of blade you were looking for. Or if you are looking for something to really conceal, I do have this lovely little set too. These are very small, but don't let size fool you. It's not about the size of a weapon, it's about how you use it. Please. Now these twin blades here, perfect for concealing. They come with a little sheath here that you can just put right through your belt if you would like, or you can keep them separate as well because they are very, very small. These also have some beautiful style to them. That curved blade here is a perfect style for hooking, for, you know, whether you're going from below or from up above. It is a beautiful weapon to wield. Feels absolutely lovely. Now, of course, we've got some nice style here on this very sturdy guard, so that your hand is not going to fall down onto the blade. And then on the pommel here too, we've got a bit of a curve there, so that your finger can sit either right there, hooked in there, or you could even put one of your fingers, your little pinky finger there if you would like. Whichever one is more comfortable to you. Doesn't matter, but it's got that option. And again, this little part here is also a very useful tool for prying things open or as a weapon if you need it. Now, its little sister in here is exactly the same design, but quite a bit smaller, about half the size. This one, again, don't let the size fool you. It may be very small, but it is a perfect weapon for concealment, for assassinations, for protection, whatever the case is. It could very easily slide into a boot or up a sleeve, or even sort of tucked into a hat or a scarf or your hair, whatever the case. Wherever you're not going to be searched, this is an excellent, excellent weapon to hide. Again, you've got this lovely little guard here, although you're not going to be wielding this with your whole hand, it's going to be more like that, you know, but it is an excellent weapon, especially in places where you ain't really supposed to have weapons, you know what I'm saying? You didn't get it from me though. This one you didn't get from me. Unless of course you're killing someone who's very, very bad. Then you can say you got it from me, that's fine. So, as I said, perfectly transportable here in the little case. They just snap right in there. Very, very handy to have. So, that was a lot of different options that I just threw at you. Do any of those sound like something you'd be interested in? That is an excellent choice. Absolutely. Let me put this one back in the sheath for you. I think that will be a very good weapon for an adventurer. I mean, any of these would be, of course, but this one in particular, it's got a lovely style to it. Oh, you like the little concealed daggers as well? I think that is an excellent choice. Personally, I think one can never have too many blades. Of course, I'm a bit biased being who I am, but a well-made blade can save your life in more ways than one. Wonderful. Well, I will get those packaged up for you, shall I? Alright, it'll take me just a moment, and then we can talk about payment, of course. You can pay, right? I should have asked that at the beginning. Alright, good. I mean, I like to help my fellow man, not just the next person, but I ain't running a charity here. I do have to feed myself, you know. Right, well, let me get those taken care of, and I'll see you in a minute. I'm glad you made the trip all the way out here to see Fennis the master blacksmith. I hope it was worth your while.